yeah, I never know what I'm gonna need for something like that. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to look at this here and see, I can just bend it over, and sometimes the top screw is loose. You can tighten that up and it feels tight. If you needed to get it tighter, you could use a crescent wrench or maybe even a little box wrench or a ratchet set or something. And I like to keep this bent, not just straight, but a little bit that way, so I can put a little spring on it when I go to push this back, okay? So I'm gonna look at this other side over here, and sure enough, wow, this one's slightly crooked. But it's so tight, I'm not gonna mess with that. Okay? So I'm gonna put a tilt on it a little bit. And I've got a little trick on here, but I've got to first get these little prongs in. And see, at the end of your blind, you've got a little nib there. Now, funny enough, if that's gone, you could put a screw in there and let the head of the screw stick out, let's say. But more times than not, you'll see that little nib. Okay, see it? Okay, that fits in there. And I may have to bend that out a little bit and poke it in like that. But see, it looks pretty good, but after a week or so, or more, that's probably going to come loose again from everybody opening and closing the door, opening and closing the door. Okay, so what is the trick that I'm going to try to do? Okay, here's the trick. Okay, let's get this adjusted. You see all the slop right here. Okay, see all that? How it slides around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pliers, okay, and I'm going to pinch them. I'm going to put it right up there and right down at that tip, and I'm going to bend this to get it tighter together. Okay, it's kind of tricky to do, and I don't know if you're going to be able to really see what I'm doing per se here. Let's get you resituated maybe. Okay. Because I've got to grab just a bit. I got to get this blind out of my way like this, and grab that and bend it. Just like that. Oh yeah, I'm liking that. Maybe just a hair more. Let's see. Okay. You do too much, you might have a tendency to break that off, but that's nice and snug now. We'll get you back in there so you can kind of see how it's nice and snug as a bug. Oh, brother. You see how I took out all this slop in there by bending that up, okay? And that's going to help hold that, okay? So now I'm going to go over and I'm going to do the other side. Same way here. You can't really see this too well, you know, but you're just gonna have to hold your mouth just right as you do it. There. Because there's not much room. Get your pliers on there. Okay. There. There. Way better. Okay, I don't know how else you could do it other than, I guess, if you were really so inclined, you could take a very, very small nail, pin nail or something, and tap it right in there. And then that'll keep this from sliding off of that. You know what I mean? Pre-drill a hole or take a little brad and drive it in there with a nail set or something with a head on it. Kind of like a, oh, I don't know. Just a small little nail. And that would keep this from sliding off. But see, since I bent it, it's going to be hard for this to come off now at all. Okay? So you may not need anything there at all. Okay? So now I just fixed that blind on the door. It didn't really take me that long, did it? Let's close this, let's open and close the door just a few times so that you can see, you know, how snug it is. Yeah, watch it fall off. I don't think that's coming off anytime soon. Now, I used to just bend this over and not, you know, just bend the bracket and push it over at an angle and then have it flex back and have that be the only thing. But after a while, I kept getting the same service calls and it kind of made me look silly. Like, okay, well, just keep calling me every 2 or 3 months and I'll come back and charge you some more to fix your door again. Well, this way, once I fix it, it's going to be fixed for quite some time. Okay, hope you learned something. Now, what else can I find in this condo that needs to be fixed? That's all I have for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.